Still need a reason to check out my Patreon? How about over 100 reasons? With access to the entire back catalog of over 100 videos and a new exclusive every week, you've got some catching up to do. Support the habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. When people stop buying the present, you can always sell them the past. It's a tactic that's always worked. Once someone turns like 30 and has no interest in new music anymore, that's when you can just trot out all the old bands they used to like and charge them really whatever the hell you want to see them. They got jobs now, they can afford it. And so, it's in that spirit that the When We Were Young festival was announced. They're not even trying to hide the nostalgia factor here, it's right there in the goddamn name. It might as well be called the Attempt to Buy Back Your Youth Festival. The lineup is a who's who and a, oh yeah, I think I remember them, of pop, punk, and emo, headlined by My Chemical Romance and Paramore, along with 63 other bands and artists. AFI, The Used, Taking Back Sunday, Avril Lavigne, Dashboard Confessional, A Day to Remember, Bring Me the Horizon, All American Rejects, Jimmy Eat World, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Every 30-something right now hearing these names is immediately rushing to their closet to see if they can still wedge themselves into their size 28 skinny jeans, and if the male pattern baldness hasn't already set in, if they can comb over enough hair to swoop over one eye. Don't worry though, you got to October. There's still time to grow it out. But not everyone's approaching this with as much optimism as an emo kid can muster. Because it's a new festival, and because of the bottomless pit of websites just shitting out content like a faucet of diarrhea is stuck on at all times, we have to suffer articles like this. Is When We Were Young 2022 the next Fyre festival? Pure fucking clickbait from a site called High Snobriety. The article offers zero speculation as to why it would be compared to the now infamous fraudulent festival that was organized by one guy who had never organized a festival in his entire life and was either in way over his head or set out to scam a bunch of rich idiots into giving him money for a festival he had absolutely no intention to ever pull off. Just, oh, emo fans are worried that this could be another Fyre festival situation, with no reference to any post where any emo fans actually say, this could be like Fyre festival. Good work, High Snobriety. Clearly you're not that snobby about your own writing, otherwise you wouldn't resort to clickbait headlines and cliched references. And of course, we have to also get comparisons to another ill-fated festival. When We Were Young festival organized by the same people behind Astroworld. So, the same company that was behind the fucked up Astroworld and put it together is the same company doing the emo When We Were Young concert? It's a no from me. Just do a little dive on them. Live Nations, they are sus and sketchy AF. Friendly reminder that Live Nation is the company in charge of putting together the When We Were Young festival. This is the same company behind the Astroworld tragedy. Do with that information what you believe to be morally correct. When We Were Young looks like it's gonna be Astroworld Part 2. Stages of elder emo TikTok finding out about the When We Were Young fest. Stage 1, panic, excitement, and singing up for pre-sale ticket info. Stage 2, realizing it's a logistical nightmare, way overpriced, and being put on by the same people who did Astroworld. Stage 3, grief. And it goes on like this. Just search When We Were Young Astroworld on Twitter. It's fucking endless. Yes, When We Were Young is being put on by Live Nation. If you've been to almost any concert or festival, you've likely dealt with them before. Just for the part where they also own Ticketmaster. On top of that, they also organize Bonnaroo, Rolling Loud, Austin City Limits, Osheaga, EDC Las Vegas. Huge festivals in North America. They've run some of these for years. But they're more in the public eye now because they were responsible for Astroworld, the festival hosted and headlined by Travis Scott that resulted in 10 deaths, 25 people hospitalized, and 300 people injured. Basically, the crowd rushed the stage when Travis Scott began performing, and the people at the front were pushed up against barriers or the stage or whatever, and, well, guess what happens to one person being pushed into a wall by tens of thousands of people? Travis Scott and Live Nation are being sued for this, though I'm not really sure what will happen. Travis Scott pleaded guilty in 2015 to reckless conduct charges at Lollapalooza for basically trying to start a riot against security guards who were trying to de-escalate a situation, yelling, "Middle fingers up to security right now," and getting the crowd to chant, "We want rage." Not a good look. But is that the behavior you expect from My Chemical Romance? No, they're not going to be screaming, "Fuck the police." They're going to be singing their whiny hits like Black Parade and I'm Not Okay. And 30-year-olds will be too caught up in a haze of nostalgia and edibles, thinking about the times they were bullied for their love of emo music and wearing eyeliner, all the pretty girls who wouldn't fuck them in high school, getting rough, calloused hand jobs under the stairwell from the goth girls who were just trying to make daddy mad. A single tear streaming down their cheek, just before Gerard Way cheers them back up with an energetic rendition of Teenagers. And while I'm sure Live Nation, Travis Scott, and others could have done more, maybe it was oversold, there's talk that thousands of people snuck in without paying, it's actually crazy that this hasn't happened more often. One of the things being mentioned in a lot of the Astroworld lawsuits is a lack of security. How much security do you think is needed to stop 30,000 people from all trying to shove their way to the front of a stage like a bunch of fucking drooling zombies all trying to be the closest they can to their favorite artists? I'll tell you, the answer is more than any concert has ever had, ever. You can't sue every concert attendee, but they played their part in it too, and they also need to be held responsible. Anyone who tried to push forward, they're responsible for those deaths too. Someone on Twitter says, the entirety of emo America, or even possibly emo overseas, fighting to get to the front of an MCR Paramore show is Astroworld Part 2 waiting to happen. That's on them. If you're so fucking enamored with celebrity that you must be as close as possible, oh my god, I want to be so close I get Haley Williams spit on me. A, there's something fucking wrong with you, and B, you are the problem. You stand where you land, motherfuckers. You don't try and push to the front. The only solution to this would be either seated general admission, you can sit in a chair and politely clap at the end of each song, anyone caught standing is thrown out. Ooh, that sounds like fun, right? Or everyone stands in a little 2 square foot grid. No one's allowed to enter anyone else's square. Like, if you're worried about Astroworld happening again, it's inevitable. It could happen at any festival. In fact, it has happened. 9 people died at a Pearl Jam concert due to people rushing the stage in 2000. 11 people died seeing The Who in 1979 as people rushed just to get in the doors. Now, the more legit concern about this festival? It's one day, and they're going to jam 65 bands in a 12-hour period over 3 stages. This means that if you were really excited to see, I don't know, Armor for Sleep, Atreyu, Thursday, there's a good chance that they will be playing for like 20 minutes. Live Nation responded to this concern, stating, set times will vary with earlier bands having shorter sets and the headliners having the longest. For many festivals, it is typical for earlier acts to have 20 to 30 minutes, while headliners often perform longer, closer to 45 to 60 minutes or more. Then, they added a second day, with Loudwire writing, "When We Were Young Festival adds second date after safety concerns." They didn't do it over safety, they did it to make more money. The first day sold out. Of course it did. Surprise! People complaining on Twitter don't speak for the majority. And so they added a second day, and then like a week later added a third day, all of which will just be the same lineup again. They'll be doing basically the same show in the same order 3 times for either 3 different groups of people or a bunch of idiots who want to see the same show multiple times. They didn't spread the bands over 3 days. Adding the extra days doesn't make anything safer. They just said, shit, I didn't know there were this many sad fools that would pay $230 for this. Well, let's see how many more there are. And I guarantee this was a provisional part of the contract. Every band, with only 1 or 2 minor exceptions, are confirmed for the extra days, which, sure, I bet the Ready, Set, and Mayday parade didn't exactly have any conflicts. Maybe some of the bands had to tell their shift manager at Quiznos that they'd need the whole weekend off now. But that they'd just easily be able to get all these bands and the venue and the staff for a second and third day? That suggests to me it was already planned. Announcing it as one day first was a way out to not have to swallow their pride if no one bought tickets. But people did, because again, nostalgia sells. People were complaining about the ticket prices too. $230, split evenly among 65 bands, is $3.54 per band if you round up. Oh my god, $3.54, can you believe the greed? So, in October, when there is an incident, or the whole thing gets called off, and you're looking for a little nostalgia fix, you can come back to this video and go, remember the good old days of February 2022 when Buckley was wrong about when we were young? What a naive little maple syrup suckling slack-jawed moose fucker. And that dopamine will rush through your brain, making you feel a little better about the fact that you're not going to get to see a 44-year-old man perform a song you loved when you were 13 and the world hadn't crushed your spirit yet like a Travis Scott fan at Astroworlds.